Hello and welcome to English 109. My name is Professor Parish. You can call me Miss Parish, Professor Parish, Rachel, whatever floats your boat. But I'm going to be your instructor online this semester, and so I wanted to create this introduction video to show you not only how the class is set up, but just to go through our syllabus and explain English 109 and how it's going to function this semester. So I am excited to have you all as students. I know this is an online class, so for some of you it may be your first online class. For others, you may have taken online classes before and are familiar with the format. So this video is just going to introduce all of the elements of our class, where to find everything, and how the class is going to work. So I'm going to try to keep our videos each week in this class as considerably shortened as possible, but we will have a lot of content to discuss. So this video will probably be a little bit longer than my lecture videos usually are, but I try to create a lecture video each week for this class because I realize some of you all, we have various types of learners. Some of you may be audio learners, you may be a visual learner, so seeing me go through the assignments may be helpful. And for others, hopefully this will help you to get answers to questions you may have throughout the class. So, with that being said, I'm excited to have you all in this course. Usually with my lecture videos, I'm actually going to start out by minimizing myself, so I'm going to move down here. Hello. So I'm down here in the corner now, but this is our course. And so this video that I'm actually showing you right now is going to be published in this section. Oh no, what's happening? Oh no, hold on. So this video is going to actually be located right here on our page. I will also make an announcements post about it, and I'm going to try to put it up here in our resources, and I will show you all of that as our class goes on. But let's go ahead and start. You'll notice the fall syllabus is right here, and I've also attached it here. So let's go ahead and review that real quick just to get an idea of what all is going to be going on in this course throughout this semester. So let me open this up. Okay, and we'll go here. All right. So my contact information is located in two places. One is on this syllabus, so you can see my office number, my phone number, my extension is 2245. My email is on here. My email is probably the best way to reach me because even if I'm out of my office, I do have access to my email. Please keep in mind that at 2 o'clock in the morning, I will probably not be answering my email. I am a little bit of a night owl, so I am up late some nights, but typically if it's past 8 o'clock at night, I may not be answering my emails, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then, as always, my office hours, I'm actually the dual credit coordinator here at SIC, so I do keep office hours from 8 to 4:30, but I am often out at high schools in the fall and spring, so if you want to come meet me at my office, my recommendation would be to please email me first and ask when I'm going to be in my office that week, and we can make arrangements for you to come by and see me face to face. So, as far as this class goes, this is a prerequisite for English 121, or it also can be a co-requisite. So depending on your placement scores for college, you may be taking this class before English 121 as a prerequisite, or you may have to take this class at the same time as English 121. So what this course is designed to do is a lot of different things. It is designed to help you get prepared for college English, to understand the formatting and the writing styles, but it's also primarily a way to become proficient in writing in the college essay format and understanding grammar, because I realize that all of us in here are coming from different backgrounds, different walks of life, and very different former English sets of skills than many traditional students. So maybe you just graduated from high school. Maybe you haven't been to school in 10 years, maybe more, maybe less. But whatever the case may be, this is going to be a refresher course, a course to prepare you for English 121. I personally teach English 122, which is the class after that. So I try to prepare you for what is to come in that later on. And also to work a little bit more with grammar in this class, because you will discover once you get to English 121 and especially 122, there's not really a focus on grammar so much because it is assumed that you know what you're doing. So I want to make sure that you all are prepared for that when you go to English 121. So we will focus a lot on grammar in this course. We are going to focus on writing college essays, the format of that, how that all breaks down, and so that when you leave this course, you are fully prepared to tackle English 121. All right, so the list of objectives are on this first to second page, and I'll let you go through that and read it yourself. I'm not going to read it word for word for you. Our main form of instruction is going to be through lecture videos like this, but also you yourself reading the content. So my best suggestion would be, if this is your first online course, or if you're new to online learning, I would find out what your best optimal time to do assignments are and to do reading. It varies from student to student. Some students like to do things first thing in the morning, get it done, move on. Some students want to do it late at night. I personally am a late at night worker. Other students want to get everything done in one day and then have the rest of the week to decompress. Others have to space assignments out and pace themselves. I mean, you as a college student kind of figure out what your schedule is and what works for you, what you're comfortable with, and I would just keep to that. The topics that we're going to go over in this class are basically brainstorming, free writing, creating paragraphs, studying grammar, understanding our own writing processes. It's really kind of a self-discovery course, and that's going to help you going into English 121. You'll be prepared for the types of writing that you're going to do there. We only have one textbook in this class, and that is the English Skills textbook. It is shown here. Our bookstore does have this book. Our course page here, you'll see, has a copy. It's green. My own version is orange, so as long as you get the copy that the bookstore has down, you should be fine, but it'll say Langen at top and English Skills. The 10th edition is listed here. The 9th edition is listed on our syllabus. So I would check in with the bookstore to see what they have on file for the class to be sure. And if there's anything supplemental, I will provide those to you for free. So don't worry, you won't have to buy anything else for this class. How our grade is determined. This class is out of 1,100 points. And as you'll notice here, everything is fairly balanced. I am not that type of professor that I hated these classes in college. They'd be like, oh, you got these little fluff assignments, and then you have 2 tests, and each test is worth 50% of your grade. And I'd be like, no, because I am not a test taker. I was not a test taker in school. I am still not to this day. So what I try to do is, we do have some exams in this class, because par for the course of how you do college. But I try to balance everything out so that every assignment has significance. There's not any fluff assignments that you can just blow off and not do. Everything has a purpose and a point. So obviously, since we're in an online class, discussion forums are a big thing. This is how we will communicate as students and as a professor to each other. So we have 15 discussion forums. There will be some weeks we don't have a discussion forum. So just keep that in mind. But they're each worth 20 points each, so that's a big part of our class, is doing the discussion forum. We will do after midterms, we'll do towards the end of the semester some reading responses. We'll do 4 of those, and once midterm comes around, I'll kind of explain what those assignments are. We do grammar reviews. So we have 10 grammar reviews that are worth 15 points each. So they're just checkups on different parts of grammar to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we don't need extra time or practice with any form of grammar. We have 5 textbook assignments out of our textbook that are worth 20 points each. We have some writing preps, which I'll explain what those are next week in our week 2 video, what those are, but they're going to be preparations for the writing assignments that we do. And then we have 4 writing assignments. So we're going to be looking at compare and contrast. We're going to be looking at narration, things that you're going to experience in English 121. We're going to preview in this class. They will obviously be worth more points in English 121, so these are going to be kind of more lower risk experimentations into those genres of writing. And then we do a midterm exam that's 50 points around midterm, which is around week 8. And then we do a final exam the last week, which is worth twice that, 100 points. And it's kind of a culmination of everything that we've done in this class. And we do a final reflection, which is kind of like your I hate to say it, the what did you learn in this class? But it's a time for you to give me feedback as an instructor. It's a time for you to talk about your writing, what you're expecting out of English 121, all of that good stuff. So 1,100 points total for the class. Here is our grading scale, how it breaks down if you're wanting to know how to get an A in the class. I will tell you all up front, students in my class typically make one of 3 grades. Typically, if students do all of the assignments and turn them in on time, you're probably going to get an A or a B in this class. I don't make any assignment extra hard or crazy or super complicated. It's just prepping you for English 121. So if you do the assignments and you do them on time, you're probably going to get an A or a B. Easy enough, right? But the 3rd grade students will get is an E, because I do have some students that they don't turn assignments in on time, or they'll do like 1 assignment out of the 3 every week, and that's not enough to pass the class. And this class, you must get a C or higher to move into English 121, to not have to retake this class. So you definitely want to at least get 770 points in the class. That is a must in order to move on. So my big thing as an instructor, my biggest pet peeve is attendance. And I don't check to see if you've logged in each week, although if you've not done any assignments, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But everything is due on time. And the reason behind that is I know some instructors will let students turn in assignments late or get an extension. The problem with that is that you will get so focused, and I've had this happen before, students will get so focused on finishing up assignments that are late that they won't be focusing on the assignments that are now due. And it just snowballs and creates this really toxic atmosphere where you just get behind and you start to feel like you can't catch up. And I don't want you to go through that. It's stressful and it's not fun for me as an instructor either. So everything has a due date, and we'll talk about that, and everything is due on time. If you don't turn it in on time, I don't accept late work. So it'll be harsh, but I'll tell you, okay, you were late on this assignment, move forward. Focus on this coming week's assignments and get those done in on time. You've got some margin for error. So if you're sick one weekend and you forget to do an assignment, it's okay. Obviously, your midterm and your final exam are going to be big things, so you don't want to miss those. But, if you miss an assignment, it's not going to be the end of the world. You just don't want to make a habit of it, because that is going to drag you down in your points. And some of these assignments are very easy. The discussion forum, that should be an easy 300 points. The grammar reviews and textbook activities, those should be easy. The reading responses are going to have a little bit more weight to them, but I try to put them, we'll talk about the schedule below, I try to put those to where they're not going to overwhelm you alongside other work. So all these assignments are pretty spread out this semester. They should be very manageable. But just please note that you are responsible for turning your work in on time, and technology issues are not an excuse for late work. That's probably the biggest thing. Some people will wait till Sunday when assignments are due at 11 o'clock at night. They'll be getting on at 10:30 being like, well, time to do all my assignments this week, and it just doesn't work. So I will say procrastination is not your friend in this class. If you want to wait till the day stuff is due to do it, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But if your computer breaks down, I'm not going to give you an extension. That's just going to be something you have to have a backup plan for. And I've been there. I've taken many online classes in college, and I've gone to McDonald's at 9 o'clock at night and used their Wi-Fi. I have spent summers in libraries across Southern Illinois just as I've been traveling doing homework assignments in random libraries. I have borrowed family members' computers, friends' computers. I went to Fort Massac and got an ancient computer with an Ethernet cable one time that had practically dial-up and did assignments over that. So I understand the struggle, but it is important. I cannot be bogged down with all late work, and you don't need to be bogged down as well. It's just a fact of moving forward. Now, a caveat to that. As you can see here, if you have a medical emergency, we'll handle that on an individual basis. If you have a family member that suddenly passes and you need to deal with that, obviously there is life outside of this classroom, but we need to handle that on an individual basis. And you communicating with me is going to be very, very important. Because I, unfortunately, aside from maybe some of you, I may never have met you before. I don't know what your life is like. And so your communication with me is going to be really important. because otherwise, I wish I was Professor X. It'd be cool, do some telepathy. I just won't know what's going on in your life. So if you have an emergency happen, please feel free to contact me as soon as you can, just so we can make arrangements and get everything taken care of. You can also see our attendance policy here. How it typically works is I will utilize the starfish system here. If you don't complete work for an entire week, so let's say week 3, I don't get any assignments from you, what I will do is I will issue a starfish for attendance, and I will contact you and let you know that, hey, you didn't turn any assignments for week 3 in. You must turn assignments in for week 4, or I'm going to drop you from the class. I have a very strict policy that if you don't turn in assignments for 2 weeks solid, you are dropped, just because at that point it's going to be hard for you to make up your grade in that class, and it's an attendance issue. The first week of class, this week right now, you do need to log on and do something, or you will be dropped from the class, because it is very important for us as a college that we handle student non-attendance that first week. It's a big priority. So I am going to be monitoring that. Here's our outline. So this should help you. I'm going to show you where all of this stuff is on the web page, but our outline shows you basically what we're doing each week. And I think that's really helpful. You get a first-hand look of what is going to happen this week in the class. So I show you like the video, watch our lecture video each week. There's usually a discussion forum, a grammar assignment, or something of that nature. It's all listed here for you. And then I'll note sometimes, let me get down to it, like week 14. There is no discussion forum for that week, so it's noted on there. And then finals week, there is no discussion forum either. So it's all noted for you, the assignments that you're going to be doing. And I typically like to open up assignments a week ahead of time so that you can work ahead if you know you have somewhere you're going to be that week, or if you're trying to work ahead to get, a break with your other classes going on. I do try to open that up for you all there. This part you don't have to worry about. That's all on my end. And then our last page is a supplement that just kind of shows you we are an accredited college. We are, our codes of conduct are there, how to log into your account. If you have any technology issues, I would highly encourage you to go to the new Learning Commons, which is AKA the library on campus, because they are going to be able to help you with logins, with issues such as that. So that's our syllabus. Let's look at the class. So if you scroll down here, you'll see my information about myself as the instructor is listed here. You'll see a copy of the syllabus, our WA policy, our Disability Act. If you have any needs for that, you can contact the college. All of our lecture videos each week are going to be posted here in the announcements, as well as our resources page. So I'll go ahead and click on this resources page over here on the left. You'll notice the resources page is put into 2 parts. There's the documents section, which shows you each of the documents for each week. There's some extra resources here, like tips for research, hints on choosing a paper topic, what's a research paper, how do you start one, and then I've got some specific documents that you can look at on here. So like our outline, I'm going to update this file. Outlines are not extra credit, they are required, so I'm going to update that file for you. And then there's some revising ones here, things on example compare and contrast, example argument papers, just things that will help you as a student. And then our lecture videos are all going to go on this side under the links. So right now there is a reading techniques video that is going to be helpful if you want to watch it. But all of our lecture videos will be here and then also on the home page under announcements right there. All right, so the other pages on this left-hand side that are useful, the assignments page is here on the left, and each week I will post things that are due. So you can see week 1, the only thing due this week is our discussion forum, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And then next week you'll have a textbook activity and a discussion forum. So you can scroll through here, you can drop this down, look at the assignments that are due. You will notice that right now only week 1 and 2 are visible. Week 3 will not open up until August 18th. So you might have to wait a little bit to see those assignments. But you can at least see this part right here and see what's going to be due in the upcoming weeks. And you can go ahead and work on week 2 assignments if you want to. You can totally go ahead and work on it. That is up to you. I would highly recommend that because at least you're getting it done early. Our discussion forum page is right here. The discussion forum is typically how we will communicate as a class. So week 1, I'll click on it. How this discussion forum works is that our assignments have 2 due dates. The discussion forum posts are always due on Friday. Discussion forum posts are due by Friday. That is across the board every week. No questions asked. And they are worth, your post is worth 10 points. By Sunday of each week, you will have 2 responses for each of your peers, 2 peers that you respond to. Each peer response is worth 5 points. So 10 points for your post, and then 10 points for the 2 responses. That will equal 20 points. So, and those responses are always due by Sunday night every week. With the only exception is finals week, but we don't have a discussion forum finals week, so it won't matter. What I take points off of, grammar errors, obviously it's an English class, got to do that. Brief, quick replies. If you just reply to your peer and you're like, good job, or I agree, that's not enough. Because the whole point of this discussion forum is that we are creating a dialogue amongst each other in the class. This is supposed to substitute us actually seeing each other face to face and talking face to face. So I do want you to at least say, oh cool, I agree with you because of A, B, and C, or however you want to expand on it, but just create a conversation. Phrases like, oh, I agree, or cool, that stops a conversation. That does not, that's something you text your friend when you're done talking to them. You're like, cool, sounds good. Then you know the conversation's over. And I don't want that. I want our dialogues to continue and to ask questions and to create a response and a communication amongst each other. So I will take off points if they're too brief. And then finally, late. Discussion forums are the one assignment in this class that I will still allow you to post on Saturday or Sunday if you don't meet the Friday night deadline, but I will take points off. Okay, so how you create a post is that you just click this add post here, and you want to answer the questions that are listed here. So introduce yourself, why are you attending SIC, what's your goals, your plans, what is your strength as a writer? And yes, you have to put something down. Everybody has strength as a writer. You wouldn't have made it out of high school if you didn't have at least one strong point as a writer. This could be like coming up with ideas or brainstorming. It could be being able to type out content. You know, some students struggle with even starting, and you may be able to be like, oh, I know exactly where to start, and just whip something out. So put something down that is your strong point that you feel as a writer, but also list what you want to become better at. What do you want to improve on throughout this class? So if you click this add post button right here, it is going to open up a topic. You can put a subject for it like, hey everybody, or whatever you want. And then right here, you're going to type out something about yourself. So I will say this about my SIC. You never want to click the back button. Don't do that. My SIC has a hard time with people clicking the back button, and sometimes it can act up really bad. So don't do that. Instead of clicking the back button, see all these links here in a row? Like right now we're at new post. If you want to go back to the discussion forum, just click the link to go back, or go to the discussion forum, or back to the class as a whole. But don't click the back button. It is bad news. So you can write your post here, and then when you're done writing, you can click submit, and it will add itself to the discussion forum. I will say this, my SIC and our online classes do tend to time themselves out after a while, meaning they'll log out automatically if you don't, if you're not active and you don't press buttons within a certain amount of time. So it might be a better idea to open up a Word document or Google Docs or some kind of text feature and type out everything you want to put in the post. And then when you're done with that, highlight everything, copy, and paste it into the forum, and then click submit. That way you can just open it up and you don't have to worry about it timing out. And if you're not sure how to do this, then under this My Courses area, you should have a link to the online orientation module, and it will show you how to do that. But I'm going to click cancel, and that will take me back to the discussion forum. So yeah, posts for this assignment are due by Friday, and then your responses are due by Sunday. And so that is the discussion forum. Your resources, we've talked about that. The grade book, right now it's going to show me all the students in the class, but when you're on it, it's just going to show you. And I try to keep the grade book updated. The final grade is always listed, and you can click on the full grade book to see how each week's assignments break down, and that will help you to keep track of how you're doing in the class. Email, all of us are listed on here as far as email goes. My email box is always the dark gray one. You can click on it to just email me, and then at the bottom you click open email, and it is going to, you can subject it, you can type out your email and then press send. Now, your emails will send to your Falcon Mail. This MySIC portal doesn't have space for an inbox like you see on Hotmail or Gmail or Yahoo. So what you have to do is down here where you see Falcon Mail, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. And Falcon Mail, you just log in right here with the same email and password you did to get on MySIC. And that will take you to your inbox. It's called Outlook, it's because we use Office 365, which is related to Outlook and Microsoft, Hotmail, etc. So you'll just click on that, type in your email, it'll go to your inbox, and you can see any emails that I send you. All right, library resources, our Learning Commons /library is open right now. It looks awesome. If you've not seen it on campus, they're still redoing part of it, but the part that is new and open is awesome. You need to go check it out. But if I get any blog posts from our librarians and our Learning Commons this semester, I will post them here, and I'll also put them in our announcements on the course homepage. Attendance, I gauged whether you do assignments each week. That is our attendance. And then if you need course information, it is listed here. So that's our class. If you have any questions as we go forward this week, again, the only thing due this week is our discussion forum introducing ourselves. So it should be a pretty easy first week of class. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to call, feel free to email. I am happy to help. But I'm excited for this semester. I'm excited to see what all we talk about, how we handle the different writing assignments, and then to learn more about you as a student. So hopefully I see you on campus this first week, but if not, as always, email me and I will talk to you all next week in our week 2 lecture video. Have a great first week.